All right, guys, this will be a job for the oil pump replacement on a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'll be replacing the oil pump. Now, replacing the oil pump on this job, you will have to drop the oil pan to get to the oil pump. It's a two-piece oil pan, so you will have to drop the upper oil pan because there's no way of getting to the oil pump with just the lower oil pan. So you will have to drop the upper oil pan as well. And to get to the last bolt, you will have to take off the bottom oil pan because there's one bolt on the inside. Now, this job runs from 2011 to I think 2020. Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 3.6 Pentastar engine. This was a two-wheel drive, so my method is a little bit easier for the two-wheel drives. You do not have to drop the cradle. Only thing you have to do is remove the rack and pin. This will be a shortcut method without having to drop the whole front suspension on this vehicle. So this will be a 3.6 Pentastar engine oil pump replacement. So this is the oil pan job on a Jeep 3.6. You're gonna have to take the rack and pin off just to get to this oil pan because the oil pan is only right here and it has to be cleared to get to the oil pump. So this is the oil pan two-piece, but as you can see, it's only opened here, so all the way under there you can't get to the oil pump. So you have to take the rack and pinion out. You have to, this is already oil pan is already broken down, but you have to take this off because it's a bolt inside this oil pan. So you take this off and you can get to it. So when I get back, you're gonna see the rack and pinion off, and then we're gonna get to the oil pan. All right, so we took the two-piece oil pan cover off. Now we took the rack and pinion off. Once you do that, you'll have enough clearance to drop the oil pan. And this is on a Jeep Grand Cherokee. This will be the only way you're gonna get to the oil pump because the oil pump sits right here and the feeder tube runs right here. So the only way you can get here is you have to take the rack and pinion off and drop it. So I'll be back once I get to taking this cover off. All right, so we got all the bolts off the oil pan. You have to even get the ones here in the front off as well. All these bolts are gonna be 10mm bolts, and then there are a couple 13 bolts. Well, there are two 10mm bolts that go in this hole. These two holes here. You have to stick a long extension in there to get it. And these are the bolts. So once you get that out, you have to get these 13mm. There's one on each side. Then there's one here at the top. So there's 4 13 bolts. And you can get the other one on the other side from going from the transmission and the extension and get it. So once all those bolts are loose, you can begin to pry this open slowly. I'll be back once I open it. So here we have to go in with the scraper and just break the seal. If you you can risk damaging it if you go in with a flathead too much. So just pry it a little bit with these 4 plugs. There's 1, 2, and then there's 2 on the other side, and then you just break the seal with this. Go down and break the seal. Just make sure you go all the way through, like so. Break it through all the way, and then you can be able to pop it down. And once you pop it down, it'll be ready to come off. All right. Now this is the plug that's on the block behind the alternator. You unplug it, and then you take the clamp off, and then you can push it through. All right, so now I got the pan off, got the surface cleared, scraped it with a razor. Then I'm gonna go back and clean it with some alcohol or whatever. But this is how you get to the oil pump. Took the feeder off. The feeder tube is right there in the pan. So now one thing we have to do is just take these 10mm bolts, take it off the chain, and that'll be that. All right, I'll get back with y'all. All right, so once you get to this point, you have to take the feeder tube off in both of the pans. It's a 2-piece pan. This will be for a Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 3.6. So now, as you can see, the oil pump is easy to get to. So I'm gonna break that nut, take it off the chain, loosen up the tensioner, and pull back the tensioner with a flathead, and that will allow me to go ahead and remove this off the chain. Once I remove it off the chain, you have 4 bolts to take the pump off. 2 on this side, 2 on the passenger side, as you can see right there. And then the oil pump will come off. All right, so when I get to the next part, it'll be taking the oil pump off. All right, so we back. Okay, so we're about to take this gear off, and let's see if we can find anywhere that I don't see it on here, but anyway, this tensioner here, that released the tension on it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to mark this thing because I don't see any points on here where you can see, even though it's not a timing thing. I just want to put exactly back where it was, so I'm gonna mark it. But yeah, just hold the tension off and we'll take this sprocket off. All right. So you gotta use a T40 on this. Do not use anything other than a T40 on this because you can strip it, and that's bad. So yeah. So you break it with a T40. And you just loosen it up like so. And it comes out like so. And there's only one way to put this gear on, as you can see. One way on, one way off. So we're gonna loosen up the tensioner here, and then we're gonna take it off. So yeah, I broke it off the tension. You don't have to take the gear off the chain, just pull it back by hand like this. But you have to pull on this tension. You get a flathead, it's not that difficult. And then once you pull it back, you can pull the gear off. Now you can actually start taking off the oil pump. So I'll be right back. So here it is. Once you take it out, it drops down. You can leave it on the gear if you want and take it down. That's how you take off an oil pump. Just these, and then you see as it's a little fitting thing here where you can't misalign it. So once you put the fittings in, it will line up. And usually it's this thing with the wire on it is what goes bad. So you can buy that separately, or you can just get a whole new oil pump. All right, so here's the old one, and here's the new one. So you gotta take the tensioner off and make sure that this is above this, that way it can have tension. If you put it under this, it will not have tension. So take it off, like so, and then you put it on the new one. And voila, you have tension. Alright, so now we're going to install it. Now this piece here I'm going to put in first. Alright. Alright, so we back. So as you can see, this is how you put the chains around the tensioner. I initially had this below it, that way the chain will be loose. And once I got it in gear and once it lined up, I was able to put this gear on once this was loose. And once I put the gear on, I flipped it, pulled it up, and got it on top. That way the tension would be there. Also, guys, make sure you check that it's on the chain, because I noticed when I did it, when you take it off, it could come off the gear up here. So make sure you check the upper gear. Let me zoom in for you. See that gear that the chain is on? Make sure it is on that gear, because if it's not on the gear, it's not gonna line up anyway. But if you put this on without it being on the gear, then it's gonna be catastrophe. So make sure it's on the gear, and then put the tensioner on, and then bolt. You can hand tighten the bolt, because you're gonna have to torque this. I think it's 18 foot-pounds, and this one up here is inch-pounds, but I have to go in and check the chart, and this one has to be torqued to inch-pounds, these 4 bolts here. So I haven't even torqued them down yet, because I'm gonna get the torque wrench, and then once I torque them to spec, we will be done as far as installing the pump itself, and then we can go in and start putting in the feeder tubes and things of that nature. So, all right, be back. All right, now we're on the feeder tube. They recommend that you replace this O-ring because it could leak without it. So we're gonna replace this O-ring on the feeder tube and then install the feeder tube back up here. So stay tuned. Remember, put the new O-ring in. So here's the oil pan after I cleaned it. I got all this scraped off with a razor. Use some, you can use brake cleaner. I use mass airflow cleaner. And just get the surface really smooth. That way when you put the new gasket sealant on, it won't leak. Alright, so we're back. Everything's torqued down. The pan is back on. All the bolts on the oil pan are torqued to a 17 foot-pounds. These bolts here are a little bit less than 17 foot-pounds. I can look online and give you the torque specs and leave it in the description. But I think these small 10 bolts are gonna be like 10 foot-pound. I know these back 4 bolts on are 40 foot-pound. But I'll definitely go in the description to tell you about these. But yeah, these definitely are 17 foot-pounds that go on the block. And you have to seal it. I let it sit overnight. And that'll be it. All you have to do is put the rack and pinion back on. And that will do it. As far as the oil pan on the 3.6 Jeep Grand Cherokee, now this is a 2-wheel drive. So now I'll be putting on the rack and pinion, and that'll be it. This pump here does have to come back a little bit to give you the wiggle room to get in there. I loosened these bolts, and there's one at the top here just to push it back so you can get that clearance. But other than that, that's how you put an oil pump on.